because the last one I do is a long time. We're going to do a head outside single, and I did double leg yesterday. And the penetration we took for double leg is the same as we do for a head outside single. Let me tell you this. I went last night and I was thinking a lot about you guys after I was done. I wasn't here the last session, but I was thinking about what we did and what you learned. And let me tell you, I was talking with a friend of mine, and we were just talking about different wrestlers. And the double leg that you guys learned yesterday is what you're going to be using from now until the end. And it's so important. You guys take it for granted. Everybody said I know it. But if you guys look at the finals of the World Team Trials, and you look at the semifinals of the World Team Trials this year, we had Kyle Dake versus David Taylor. That match was really won on double legs. And then we had the finals of the World Team Trials with Jordan Burroughs versus Kyle Dake. And that match was won on double legs. It's like you literally, if you guys just had that shot, and you focused on just that shot, okay, you could have a really potent offense. So what I'm saying to you is don't discount that, or don't say, I know this. All right, I learned this day one, I don't have to keep working on it. All right, you need to keep working on it forever. And what happens is, that's a technique that is really functional against almost everybody. There's no better technique to have in my book against the scrambler. I'm wrestling the scrambler, the guy that can twist, he can turn, he can do all these different things. Is the best option, because you can't do any of them if I can get there. The hard part is getting there, and here's why. Because I have to beat both arms, okay? I have to get to both legs. That's hard. Single leg's easier. I might just have to beat one arm, okay? This is his left arm or his right arm, okay? With a double, I gotta beat both arms. So it's a little bit more difficult to get to, but if I can get there, it's the best position to finish on. So don't discount that. We're gonna use the same penetration step. Yesterday we did a knee over toe penetration. We're doing the same basic thing now. We're gonna be on a head outside single. A lot of people call this here high crotch. Doesn't matter if I got in or how I got in, they call this high crotch. We differentiate head outside single and high crotch by the penetration step we take. So let me elaborate on that. For us, a head outside single is a knee over toe penetration. I step forward, my knee goes on my toe, my trailing leg steps up, I come to my feet. That's a head outside single. A high crotch is this. We take an outside step with our left foot, our right knee drops. So I go from here to here. Now, here's why I would have two different ones, all right? Two different applications. I use a head outside single when he's backing up, when he's going away, right? When I'm the aggressive guy, I'm pushing in, I'm driving, I'm taking a shot, that's head outside single. Anytime I gotta cover distance. We take the high crotch when he's pushing in. There's not much space, right? Put a lot of pressure on me, so we change level. He may fall over top, right? That's our high crotch. So know those different applications. Anytime I'm the guy that's driving in, and I'm tagging that leg, that's a head outside single. I'm going forward to go get that leg, okay? High crotch is more of a level change. We're doing a head outside single now. Now, key on the head outside single, once I take this shot, is my shoulder, all right? My shoulder needs to stay inside Matthew's hip. If I had a longer time and more sessions here, we would talk about the crackdown position and what he can do with the crackdown and what I have to do to beat him. But the bottom line is this. My shoulder always has to stay inside his hip, and my goal is to get weight on his left leg, okay? So I gotta get my weight and pressure this direction. So it's not just get his leg. It's not just get his leg. If I get his leg, my pressure is this way, into him here, or I'm pushing, right? Pressure, pushing, I'm going this direction here, bad spot, I'm gonna lose, all right? So if I shoot a head outside single and I look like this here, notice my weight's going this way, Matthew sits to his butt, and look where I end up. He's gonna be able to beat me with the crackdown position. And you know what? These are fundamentals that you're learning now, they're gonna last your whole life. So if you start shooting bad head outside singles right now, and you start with these bad habits, it's going to be hard for you to break them when you get to middle school or high school. You have to reinvent the whole technique, and what you learn, right, really doesn't matter if you learn it the wrong way. You got to learn it the right way. So our goal is to get pressure this way. All right, I do that with my hips. My hips are going to be square to Matthew's leg, or better. Better would be this. I get an angle this way. So notice how my hips are perpendicular to his hips. This happens because this leg right here, what my left leg does. Watch. If I take this left leg right here, see this leg that's up on the mat? If this left leg, and I put it back like this, now I have a bad angle, okay? He can beat me, all right? My left foot has to be up high. So this left foot's up high here. That keeps my hips underneath me. It keeps my head and my chest high. So as we take this shot, all right, and you hear your coaches say this all the time, all right, we have to take a full shot. And here's what that means. A full shot would mean a full motion to where, you know what, I don't stop moving. A lot of you guys do this. Head outside single, here. You don't move this foot stays back here, where you put this foot down, and you end up bent over and at poor angle. What we got to do is we take this shot, and as I penetrate, my left foot steps up. When this left foot steps up, I can move. So I can come to my feet, or I can rotate double. So I got to move that left foot. I got to take a full shot, even if it feels difficult, okay? Especially if it feels difficult, all right? Yesterday we did an inside tie, collar tie. My goal, head outside single, bottom line, is I got to get my head underneath this arm. My head's got to go underneath this arm here, right? My head's got to be his right arm. So, right before I go, I have an inside tie, collar tie. My head will drop just a little bit here. Notice my head dropped. My head dropped so I can get my head underneath that arm there. I also may flare my elbow out a little bit. If I have an inside tie here, very powerful position. I'm beating him. It's a glaring beat on his right side. All right, I might pull my elbow out so I can get a little bit more space so I can fire my right arm and go towards that leg. I typically like to circle to my left. Reason being, stay right there. I'm trying to position my body so I can attack at this angle, as opposed to circling to my right. You circle to your right, the concept is get weight on his right foot. Understand, you guys circle this way. Remember, I said I didn't want weight on his right foot, all right, and I didn't want to attack this direction. I really wanted to get weight on his left foot and drive this way, all right? Weight on his right foot here allows him to step forward, left foot, and pivot. So I like to circle to my left and get this angle here on the head outside single. Fundamentally, it's very important for you guys. So the last motion before I shoot is typically me setting my body up to go that way, all right? Inside tie, collar tie. I'm going to circle, change left one direction. Now, head outside single. I penetrate, knee over toe. My trail leg, watch this. Trail leg, left foot steps up high. Look what happened to my hips. My hips are underneath me. I'm ready to drive my feet. I don't drive this direction here. Long term, me driving this direction, forward into his hips, he'll beat me. All right, I drive this direction towards his left foot here, just like we did with the double. Now I drive my feet, let's look at my position. My head is up. My back is straight. My knees are bent, my hips are underneath me, and my hands are locked. I do not look like this. Here, forehead in his leg or his hip, or forehead in his chest. I do not look like this here. Standing straight up, just casually holding leg. This is not my stance. This is terrible position. It doesn't matter what I teach you. I can teach you the best technique in the world that I say will work against anybody. If you get here, it will not work. You guys got to be here. My position has to be like this. Ear in his ribs, shoulder tight to his body, good solid position. Now, my motion is going to create a reaction. Right, and I talked about this yesterday. Right? He's going to react. If I push in to Matthew, he's got one of two options. One, he doesn't push back. If Matthew doesn't push back, I'll switch from a single to a double. I'll drive and I'll finish. That's easy. Two, he does push back. He does put weight on me. He makes it difficult for me to finish. And what he does is he'll actually hop his left foot away and put weight towards his right foot. When he does that, I need to use his reaction against him. Let me show you. I'll be the defensive guy. Matthew shoots a head outside single. Right? He does a great job. He drives into me. As he drives in, I push back. Now look, I hop my left foot away so it would make it difficult for him to reach across to a double. And I put weight towards my right foot. I'm trying to push my right foot to the mat. Now, Matthew, all right, is a stud. All right? Honestly, very tough wrestler here. Going to wrestle Division I. And more importantly, smart guy. Not going to use his muscle, but going to use his mind. Right? And what he does, instead of fighting force against force, he's going to change. Change level, change direction. And he's going to circle back. So he's going to take a small step in with his right foot. As he does that, he's going to take a big step back. As he does, he squats and snaps. So big step back, squat and snap. Here, I fall to the mat. All right? Here, I'll belly down, he'll come. So That's our head outside single dump. That motion is going to set everything else up. You guys have to have that, all right? If we have that, the step across which you learn next, the power lift which you learn when you're older, those become really easy, all right? But if we don't have that, everything's hard, all right? Listen, every knucklehead caveman wrestler that comes out the Graham High School team as a freshman, they can hit a double leg and drop the place, or a head outside switch to a double. What none of them can do is that circle back that we learned yesterday, okay, or we're doing right now. This change in level and direction is what opens everything up and allows us to beat a guy that's better than us. Again, head outside single. I shoot a head outside single, all right? I go into Matthew. Now, he pushes back into me. There's weight and pressure on me. Small step. Notice I turn my right foot in. Big step back. I'm going backwards in a circle. As I do that, I squat and snap. I let him fall first, and then I cover, all right? So I don't fight his momentum, I use it. Into him, we've already circled back before. Now we're doing is just emphasizing we're going to a dunk. Small step, big step, squat and snap. What you'll do wrong. Number one thing, you'll come out of your seat. I'll see guys that do this. Here, you're gonna walk around like this. I can't do anything from here, honestly. Listen, this is you just going back to hanging out. It's not wrestling. I told you yesterday, be a wrestler. Be a wrestler. It's here. I'm in my stance in this position. This is wrestling. We're always here. We're always in our stance. Now, small step, big step, squat, snap. I let him fall first, and then I cover. All right? In your stance, don't stop moving. Anybody see the end? I'll have JC and Tanner. Head inside single, or head outside single. Drive up, circle back, dunk. Head outside single. Go ahead, somebody. Head outside single, into him. Small step, big step, like the football. Good. Tanner. Let's do it. 1, 2, 3.